The Alpha Sessions.
Hi Erin, how are
Beth.
you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. I find it so interesting that we've been paired to speak with one another today because we worked together a little bit on music, and so I'd love to talk to you more about your writing process and how you got into music.
Yeah, sure thing. It's been awesome working with you just off the bat. That's been really cool. I'm glad we're paired together today as well. Yeah. I've been writing music since I was a kid, basically. My mum was always coming up with poems and little songs, and we would, if we're on a long car trip, we'd be making up songs together. So that was something that's just always been ingrained in my life, is just being silly with music. I think just something happens and you sing a little song about it. That's sort of where it started for me, I would say. And then I probably started to write lyrics when I was around 10. Actually, me and my best friend at school, we had a little band, and we would write songs and ask the teacher if we could sing them in front of the class. But I kind of struggled with a bit of a lack of music theory knowledge. I kind of struggled to get those lyrics and melodies and kind of record them, or put them to piano or guitar chords. That was something that kind of held me back for a while. And although I did take piano and guitar lessons, I don't know, my brain just didn't click, and I didn't feel like that was something that I could do. I think it was a bit of perfectionism as well that held me back. I didn't think I could do it. So
yeah. Well, I'd love to know more guitar playing. Who were your favorite influences to play? What kind of guitar really inspired you?
Yeah. Well, definitely the Veronicas were a band. I think that was the first song I ever learned on guitar, was a song by the Veronicas called Cry. And then Paramore as well, who are my absolute favourite band. Another one of their songs, Here We Go Again, was another song that was probably the second song I ever learned on guitar. And just, really females in rock is what inspires me. Just women rocking out, playing some harder music and not necessarily being in little skimpy outfits, polished pop princesses, although I love them as well. But mostly, I feel that really translates into your music as well. You have such a raw just passion in your music too, and I feel I like how you're unafraid to say what you think, talk about how you want. I think that's such an inspiring thing to talk about in music. Oh, thank you.
I wanted to ask you about your first, I think you said your second release called Easy.
Yes.
And how that song kind of came about.
Yeah, well, that song came about out of frustration, I would say, because I had a really difficult year. I had lots of but it was I had also a really great year. That was still one of the best years of my life. I got to go to New York and see Paramore live, and even meet Hayley Williams, which was just such a one of the best moments of my life. And then I also broke my wrist and I broke my ankle, and this is all from skateboarding. I started skateboarding during the pandemic and fell in love with it, and it brought me so much joy, but it also brought me so much pain. So I was just having these extreme highs and lows that year. And that's, which I basically, it's all in the song. Everything that happened, basically.
Yeah.
So I think I just needed to let that out. I was why can't things just stay I'm happy with a neutral, an easy, just chill. It doesn't have to be amazing or terrible.
Yeah, with all these physical injuries that you were getting as well. That must be so difficult.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. And now I've got a torn ACL from skateboarding too. I'm on crutches.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Just never ending. I think I might have to give up skateboarding. But.
No. How did you come about skateboarding as well? Is that something that you feel maybe influences your music, or the kind of skateboarding culture at all?
Definitely, yeah, that's a really good question. So I started skateboarding during the pandemic when I couldn't go snowboarding.
So cool.
It was I grew up in Canada for a few years, so that's when I sort of learned how to ski and snowboard, and it, as you can imagine, there's not a lot of places in Australia to go snowboarding, but I did try and go once a year or twice a year, but during the pandemic I couldn't. So I was skateboarding, I don't need to drive up a mountain to do that, so why not give it a go? And there's really great communities in skateboarding, especially for women and queer non-binary people. They have lots of inclusive nights, and I've met so many amazing people. The video clip for Easy actually was filmed with a bunch of people I'd met at one of those nights at our local skate park in Melbourne, Australia, which is where I'm from.
Sick.
Yeah, it was so much fun to film. And yeah, I think even like when I was a kid, I would play like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and stuff like that. And the music in that is like so iconic, like the soundtracks for that. And I think like punk and rock with skateboarding just kind of like goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's got this kind of like anti-doing what everyone else thinks you should be doing and being like, you know what, I'm going to carve my own path. I'm going to do what I want, which is something you sing a lot about in your next song, Homesick, which is like the song that I've most familiar with. But I love it, and I loved your performance of it as well. Like, if we want to hear some of Homesick.
The Alpha Sessions.
But yeah, so I wanted to ask you about Homesick and like that song as well. Like, what was your process like? What is your like aspirations for like where you want like this song to like go?
Yeah. Well, yeah, with Homesick, it was like I hadn't even made the choice to quit my full-time job in marketing and move to London. Like, that song was me, like, contemplating, like, I've got this very stable, calm life. I'm doing a little bit of this stuff on the side, but I don't have that much time. And, yeah, it was basically it was about making that decision. So, pretty cool that I'm here now in London, like, you know, doing this, performing, and yeah, it's kind of full circle moment actually. But I think with Homesick, I'm sure there's so many people that relate to that. Like they feel a bit stuck working full time in a job that isn't necessarily aligned with their passions. So I think what I wanted from Homesick was to be able to inspire other people so that they know that they don't have to feel stuck. It does feel scary and it feels like a risk, but they can actually like make a change in their life, and it, you know, can bring rewards. Like, you get so much joy from something else. And yeah, it's hard not having that like regular full-time salary, but yeah, there's other benefits for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like it really like translates in this song as well. And like I mean it's something that we collaborated on as well, but I wanted to ask more about like your other collaborations as well, like your production side of things as well, and like your great guitar recording. Like talk me through how you kind of went about like the creation of it as well.
Yeah, so Homesick was actually the first song that I produced completely myself. Like I'd produced my own demos before, and then I sort of always went to someone else to kind of polish it up, and they ended up kind of just redoing the whole thing. So yeah, Homesick, I think I'd worked on Easy with a non-binary producer in Australia, Bonnie Knight, and they taught me so much just watching them produce that track, that I felt like it sort of gave me the courage to be able to try it out myself, as well as I'd been taking a few production classes as well with the London Sound Academy, so that definitely helped as well. But yeah, with Homesick, I guess I started with the guitar. That was sort of how I wrote the song, was on guitar. Started with that, and then added in all the other bits and pieces, the bass, the drums, and the vocals, all that stuff. But yeah, I feel like with rock music, especially like the kind of music that I'm making, which some songs lean slightly more towards punk, some lean slightly more towards pop. Not quite sure where Homesick sits, but it's that perfectionism again. Like it doesn't have to be, because it's like that rebellious thing, it's not like you have to really conform and have this 100% polished like piece. So I think that really helped me to like believe in myself, that like, oh yeah, I can produce this myself. Like it doesn't have to be the same level as like Mark Ronson or like people like that.
Yeah,
so,
and exactly. And like Mark Ronson started from like where you started from. So it's like if Mark Ronson can like do his productions, and like if you listen to like some of his earlier stuff too, it does feel like quite raw. But like if anything, that's like part of like the sonic world of like, because you're inviting someone to listen to your world.
Exactly. So. And like that's the only way you're going to learn as well. You've got to kind of get through the mud, and then it's only going to get, every song's only going to be better, right?
Exactly. Do you have any more songs on the horizon that you're looking forward to releasing?
I do, actually. A song that I'm going to perform today. It's called Soap. And it's going to be out on April 10th. I haven't announced this anywhere yet, so this is the world exclusive.
Anymore, that I couldn't mess this up, but I'd be really bored. I overthink
Alpha Sessions.
That was really good.
Oh, thank you.
Hell yeah. So tell me about, like, are you going to do any more live performances of Soap? Do you have anything else coming up?
I hope so. I'm definitely putting the feelers out there. I'm still sort of getting to know the London music industry and how it all works. If, you know, anyone's watching and you want to book a gig for me, please do. But, yeah, recovering from my ACL surgery at the moment, so I can't rock out too hard for another few weeks. But, yeah, Soap is really fun to perform. I just feel like I'm getting all my anger out and, like, all my anxieties, just shaking them out. So I hope, yeah, people enjoy watching that.
Is Soap a part of a larger project?
Soap isn't. The songs that I've released, and including Soap, were sort of like singles and just individual tracks that I'd written over the last year, like in 2024, that I'm sort of just rolling out now. And then the plan is that I want to sort of sit down and start creating an EP that is all, you know, got the same kind of, it's like a more holistic project, I guess, if you know what I mean, rather than just like random singles from random events that inspired me. It's going to be like, no, I'm going to sit down and write this. I kind of actually felt a bit inspired by Doechii. I don't know if you heard.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
She's amazing, and she basically gave herself like, I think, a month to like write her album, and just was like, no, if I have these like this frame, these constraints, like it's just going to be like motivate me to work harder.
Yeah.
So I was sort of like, okay, I'm going to give myself like a month to like produce an EP, and then we'll see how much I can get done with that. And sort of I want to focus in more on like what I want my brand to be. Like I said, I used to work in marketing, so I definitely think a lot about like brand and who I am and who my audience are and all of that kind of stuff. So I want to really hone in on that on my EP, and then promote it like crazy and do a bunch of gigs and have a launch party and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be later this year, hopefully.
Yeah, that's such a clever way to like go about it as well. It really helps like the audience like latch on and like really help like connect as well. Yeah, which is good. Like, how have you had like previous releases as well?
Yes.
Leading up to this.
My first song that I released was actually with my girlfriend Larissa. We wrote a song together. We were on like, it was like Christmas break. We weren't working, and we were just like both trying to learn production and create music. So we actually wrote a dance track together called "It Was Meant to Be Summer," because in Melbourne, really cool. And I think London's quite similar to Melbourne in the way that it's it can be the middle of summer and it can be like a gloomy, grey, rainy day. And
oh my goodness,
we had a bunch of those that year, and so definitely check out that song if it's ever a grey day, but you want to feel like it's still summer.
Oh yeah, and shout out to the dance tunes as well.
Exactly.
Like, hell
yeah. That definitely skewed my algorithm on Spotify for a little while when I had a dance track. And then my next song that I released that was just me was Take a Walk, which was like very kind of like punk rock. The algorithm was like, what do we suggest for her? But yeah.
No, but that's fun though. Like and then how do you feel like your current music is different to like your previous music, and then where do you think like your future music might draw influence from, like in this like journey, in this change, in this evolution?
Yeah, well, I think like part of the creative process is that you're always like drawing from real life experiences. So the more you can kind of get out and live life and experience things, like that's where you're going to be like drawing your inspiration from. Yeah. So it's hard to say. I think having moved to London, and then, you know, the thought of the visa ending and having to move back, like that's probably going to play a part in my emotions and feelings over the next year as I come close to the visa ending. But I also think the more experience that I'm having with people in the industry is making me want to create more sort of commercially focused music. As much as I want to, like, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, I think even, you know, a lot of my songs have a lot of swear words, and I think even just something I learned from today is like, you know, they're not going to play that on the radio. I want to be played on the radio, so I think that's something I do have to keep in mind, whether it's like having like a explicit version that's like my real stamped version and like a, you know, commercial radio edit. So I think, you know, that does influence the way that I'll write.
Yeah.
Knowing that, you know, I do want to be played on the radio, so I can't
100%.
say the F word every 2 seconds in every song.
Yeah. And do you have a band as well that you like to perform with, like as a guitarist and like bassist or stuff?
I've been messaging a few people. I haven't played with a band live yet. That is my goal for this year, is to rehearse with a band and play live. So yeah, once my knee is all sorted and I can walk, I've been chatting with a few people to set up some rehearsals. So that's definitely on the cards, because I think, yeah, with my kind of music, it's just like brought more alive with like a real drum kit and a bass and all that. So
100%. But like, what happened with your knee? Are you okay?
Yes, I tore my ACL in July last year, actually, but I just had the surgery to fix it. So it's like all on the mend.
Oh gosh, bless you.
Yeah, from skateboarding, of course.
Well, that kind of adds to the charm though, because it's like you're a punk rock skateboarder who's broken their leg, and sort of like, right, let me talk about everything that's going through in my music.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think skateboarders just inherently get a lot of injuries, so I think maybe that's why some of them are so angry all the time and get that punk rock music going.
Yeah. One other question I have is, what is your favorite part about like being an artist, like, and creating your music? Like, what do you feel is your favorite bit?
My favorite bit about being an artist, I think just like something that I know that you talk about a lot yourself, actually, is like about like taking what's in your head and like sharing it with other people, like and I think through like music production and being able to do that yourself and take your ideas and share them with others and kind of like let them into your world a little bit. I think that's definitely my favorite thing. Just like, yeah, you know what, I am angry and here's a song about it. Like, I think getting emotions out as well is like a good thing. I think having a creative outlet in general is just so helpful.
Yeah,
it's for mental health.
Yeah, 100%. And especially when like you impart a part of like your emotions and like place it into that song, like that's what helps like other people like connect, because like if you're feeling it, other people are 100% feeling it too, and like wanting to like connect with you and like feel the rage and like feel, because someone else could have just broken their ankle on a skateboard as well, and they're like, God damn, I just want to
yeah, honestly, I'm on my TikTok has moved to like ACL recovery algorithm. There's like hundreds of people out there going through the same thing, so it's quite funny. But I think as well, I was gonna say that like being so like vulnerable and open about your emotions, I think it's something you need to do as an artist, and something that is one of the best parts of being an artist, but it's also one of like the hardest things about being an artist, I think, is like wanting to, you know, put everything out on the table, but then also being like, wait, like everybody's gonna listen to this, like, is that okay? I don't know. And like finding that balance is also hard sometimes. But it's fun.
I definitely feel that. Like, I think especially like because it is like just so personal sometimes when like you're sharing things, you're like, everyone else is gonna hear this, like, is there a line, like what is okay, what is not okay to say? But like clearly I like listening to your lyrics in like Easy, and it's like, I just met Hayley Williams and now I've broken my ankle, and it's like, bruh, I feel like I've just met Hayley Williams and broken my ankle. Like even like talking about what you're going through is like, it's so like nice to kind of like just connect and be like like latch on to like what you're singing about.
I think a lot, I've been thinking a lot recently about some interviews I saw with like Billie Eilish and Phineas as well, talking about her new album Hit Me Hard and Soft, how like they made that album like doing exactly what they want, like they didn't think about it being for anyone else, just like to like get their stuff out. And I'm like, you know, when people do that, I think it is some of their best work. So it is inspiring to me to be like, okay, no, I need to not think about like the scariness of it and just get it out there.
Yeah, exactly. And like I admire that so much about your music, because you're not like, you're prioritizing what you feel you're happy with over what you think other people are gonna think of you. Which I think is especially something you talk about in your social media and your TikTok as well, where you said you quit your full-time job because you want to move to London, you want to do music, which is something that you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna tolerate this, I'm doing what I want to do. And like I think that's such like an empowering thing that I mean, I feel very inspired and empowered to kind of do more music when I'm like, yeah, you know what, anything is possible. Like, you can just like prioritize what you want to do.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, thank you for coming in, and thank you for speaking with me. Thank you for having me talk to you.
Thank you for coming as well.
No, and thank you for performing as well. Like, they were sick.
Thanks. And yes, thank you for mixing and mastering Homesick.
Life can be so good